cannot wait to see these games at E3.
I know. You got Skyrim, you got Deus Ex, you got all the... Spoonie? What's wrong, man? Dude, what's wrong with you, man?
You maniacs! You blew it up! Damn you! Damn you all to hell! Yes! Good! Good!
I'm glad you showed up today, Agent. XCOM developer. We have a few questions for you.
Fire away.
Do you like our room?
This is you did a really good job with this.
All right.
It looks nice.
Well, as you know, a lot of people find XCOM, this new XCOM, to be a little bit controversial because you are switching from traditional strategy games, one of the best of all time, to an FPS. I think everybody already knows that by now, right? So let's just jump into some fan questions, some community questions, and try to get people to understand it a little bit better. So the turn-based strategy is being replaced with what I saw in the demo, sort of like a real-time first-person shooter strategy. Could you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, I think one of the points we like to make is, we want to focus on strategy in the base and tactical combat out in the field. And what you're referring to is bringing together kind of a real-time third-person, view of the battlescape. Our interpretation of the original XCOM battlescape, and looking around and saying, okay, what are my options here? Where can I move my agents? I have a situation that I need to get through. How do I move my guys correctly? What powers do I need to use to get around this?
Yeah, and I saw during gameplay the time would slow down. You would have like a radial menu open, and you would say, okay, Agent B has the ability to capture alien technology, so you would like try to cover him while he goes over there and grabs the technology. So that is the strategy in your game. Is there any base building from the original, or do you have anything equivalent to base building in the game?
We've been throwing that around and what we want to do with the base. We haven't settled on something yet.
I really hope you guys do something with the base.
It's all a matter of time, but we think that's a cool idea. So if we can do something like that, we will try to do it. But I'm not sure yet.
Okay, and traditionally, any psionics or molecular control that's been a staple of the XCOM franchise. Is there anything like that kind of tech controlling?
I think we're still playing around with all the abilities. So there's some stuff that could come out of that too. I don't know.
Y'all been playing around for many years.
I would be playing around. No. I mean, we're tweaking. We're looking. When we look at the agent classes and we're looking at the abilities and things, and we want stuff that's really good and resonates and is fun to play with, because that's the most important thing. Like, you want to go in there and you want to make this useful and fun.
But you also want to stay true to the XCOM license because you're using the XCOM name.
So I can't say whether that's on or off the table.
But have you guys considered it? I mean, was it up on a drawing board at some point?
We don't use drawing boards.
All right.
No, absolutely. I mean, we would consider those things.
Okay. What about random UFO encounters? Did that appear? I saw this nice, impressive map. It was of the United States. It looked really good. There was all sorts of different red areas that you can go to these missions. Is that just simply a mission selector, or will UFOs come on that?
So I don't know if we're going to do specific interception missions, like old school interception. There are crash sites that you investigate. Part of it, and actually one of them is one of the dots you hover over, like a UFO has been shot down. I don't know if we're going to actively have the player do that, or whether it'll be a post like it's down.
From what I see and the feeling I get, you're not going to have interception missions in there. You're basically going to pick and choose the missions, and then say for example, if you choose this mission, this mission might disappear. I think that's what somebody said.
You're going to end up making choices on how you want to do it. And Morgan talked about this yesterday, and it's really there's a linear storyline that you can follow through the campaign that progresses things along, but you're also doing non-linear gameplay where you're like, well, I want to go out and do X, Y, Z. I want to get research. I want to capture a Titan. Whatever it is that you want to do, and you can kind of split off and splinter and do those things separately.
Speaking about that, why did you choose the aesthetic that you did for the aliens? They seem like these blocky type aliens. Why did you choose that aesthetic instead of something familiar to us? And will we see a return of any of the fan favorite aliens?
So first part of that, Jeff Weir is the art director of the project. He's an amazing guy, really sweet guy. Dr. Weir is named after him. Just to be very clear, he's very, like I said, nice and sweet. Was not trying to get someone named after him in the game. Someone else chose to do that.
Okay.
Probably very embarrassed now when he sees this. But he wanted to, when they were coming up with the ideas for Aliens, they were trying to think, okay, well, as we talked about yesterday, it's an origin story, like a reimagining of like, where did this start? Like Batman Begins, Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, that's another thing I want everybody to understand. This is the start of the XCOM division, and so everything feels new. The headquarters is bustling, phones are ringing. It's that's cool in that sense. But as far as the aliens go, they seem like we've never seen these aliens before. Is that why something?
Well, it's really like, what's more alien than that? I mean, we all know what we've all seen. Little gray men and little green men. They're not that alien anymore because they're used to it.
Yeah, the current alien.
So it's like, well, how can we bring something kind of fresh and different? Well,
So there's no reappearance of some of the aliens
there's none planned that I know of.
Okay.
Someone maybe in a back room is talking about it.
Because it just seems that the alien designs all conform to either this floating titan or blocky, gooey guys, and it doesn't seem like there would be a huge variety of enemies. Do you know how many enemy types are in this game?
We're not settled on a specific number now, but we have you saw the outsiders, like the humanoid kind of enemies. So there's several variations of those. There's
and
a
then
Titan.
the tank. So I know there's at least 4.
There's at least 4, but there's more than that, and there's stuff you haven't seen. There's some really
20?
cool stuff.
More than 20?
I'm not going to put a number in.
Not going to put a number.
I'm not going to do that.
All right, well, so we know that there's no competitive multiplayer. That's confirmed. Yep. But this is what I'm interested is what about cooperative play? This would really help the game stand out, and basically, if your friends can play along with you through the campaign, or is it a completely solo experience, more like the original strategy game?
It's a massively single player game.
Massively single player game. Explain that.
Well, we're all about giving the players as much agency and saying yes to the player as much as possible, so they can go in and have a really good time, and that's what we're looking for. And adding co-op, well, I agree. I mean, there's some benefits. There could be some cool things there, but overall, this is what we want to focus on. This is the game we want to make, and it would be a completely different balancing act to have 2 people playing, because then how do you deal with the fear? I mean, have you played any scary games with co-op? It ends up being like, hey man, I'm over here, high five.
There's a chance for innovation.
There's a chance for innovation.
Fear 3 coming out with co-op. But another thing here is that so basically, there was news recently about 2K Marin that you let go, your president or your lead developer. What was it, Martin Slater? Did that affect development at all? Did the direction of the game change? Is it completely different from what he was trying to direct versus what Morgan or any of the new guys are trying to do?
Well, I mean, to be clear, there's not much to say on Martin. I mean, Martin left. Like wasn't my go. He had left, and I mean, there's. I think the direction is an overall team effort. It's always been a team effort between,
But did any ideas change? It's like, hey, let's just do this instead. And
well, I think not related to him, but certainly, yeah. If you look from last year to this year, there's been some changes in the game, and I think much for the better. I mean, this game really, for us, is really exciting. It looks good. We are able to come out and talk about it.
Okay, I got 2 more questions. So, one of my concerns is that from the original game, there was all sorts of different aliens. They all seem like they came from different races. This seems like one collective group. So the concern there is there's not going to be a whole lot of differentiation in the alien technology that you collect. Is there going to be a lot of variety in the things that you can collect? Do you have a lot of things?
The goal is, absolutely, to have a lot of variety and to make that research, building your agents for one, and getting new weapons and research. We want to make that as robust as possible. Again, giving the players as many tools and as many refined tools as we can to make the game experience fun is what we really want to do.
And another thing that I saw in the demo is what was it?
See, I just used psionics on you.
I think you did. You just destroyed my remaining questions. No, but you son of a bitch.
Yes, you were not.
So, being a completely single-player experience, do you know about how long that this story is going to take? Is it, going to be substantial, long?
Yeah.
It has different branching paths, so it seems like there's some replayability in there.
Sure.
But how long would be a playthrough if you were trying to discover and research everything?
I'm not sure yet whether you'll be able to go through the game once and research and discover everything in one shot, and maybe more
So
than
you
one
have to go
playthrough, like the new game plus, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure how that's going to shake out, but we're looking for a substantial campaign. I don't have a
Would you
specific
say, like,
number, but
at least more than 4 hours.
absolutely, yeah,
Okay.
no question about that.
Okay.
And once we get a little farther along, we'll have more kind of direct knowledge of exactly how long it'll take.
I think hopefully, something for a single player only experience. People are expecting at
Absolutely.
least more than 10 hours or something more substantial.
We absolutely plan to deliver something.
I do remember the last question that you used psionics on me.
Blast it out.
Is now, when you capture, is in your base, are you able to capture, one of the funnest things from the original game is you were able to capture the alien bodies and put them in like a hibernation chamber and then look at their dead bodies and like the autopsy.
Yeah.
That was cool. Or keep them alive and watch them like, bang on the glass. Is there anything cool like that you implemented into the base?
Sure. So that'd
be really cool.
I agree with you. There was certainly a time when we absolutely had that in the base. I don't know if it'll end up in final game or not. If we can get that in,
if you do put it in, you got to make it right. So that's probably
if we
why.
can get that in, exactly.
Yeah.
We would absolutely have the containment units and stuff because it's awesome.
You got to try, or hopefully. Are you guys hoping to make this a new franchise? Like maybe a few more games after this. Hopefully.
I think. I mean.
Fast forwarding in time to the current XCOM that we have now with that kind of technology.
I think. The plan is always to make great games and then figure out how we can continue those on. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for taking time to speak with us.
Yes.
Your answers are acceptable, and I know a lot of you out there, including Spoonie, do not support the new XCOM Betrayal. But I'm telling you, from the new demo I saw, guys, it's not a strategy game. It's a real-time first-person strategy. So it's something completely different. So I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised by it, but we'll see. Until then, stay tuned for the next Angry Joe Show. All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, you got it, man.
I appreciate it.
No problem.